Dr. Mohammed, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to this conversation about mathematics.
Thank you very much for having me.
I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
And the first is to ask you about mathematics during your high school years. Would you say you learned and understood mathematics during your high school years?
Yes, I would say I had a nice time learning mathematics when I was in secondary school. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then how? How did you learn mathematics in the years that you were in high school? What were the resources available to you at that time?
Okay. As we know, in Nigeria, we have the junior secondary school and the senior secondary school. In the junior secondary school, we had the opportunity of being taught by people who were very, very good in mathematics and who had training as to how to convey the knowledge of mathematics to us and how to make mathematics to become very, very interesting. But along the line, when we got to senior secondary school, there were more like shortages of mathematics teachers. So it was a bit of a challenge. The opportunity I had was that my dad knew the importance of mathematics and English. Unfortunately, so when we got back home, there's an institute back then in Ilorin called the Mathematics Coaching Institute. So he enrolled me in that particular institute, and then it was phenomenal. The person who taught us mathematics laid the foundation. It was so good that as at the time I was in my SS1, we already covered the syllabus for SS3.
Yeah.
So it was
1 year.
That would be around 1996. Yeah.
So how long did it take for him to finish a 3-year worth of work?
Okay.
While you were still in SS1?
Yeah. What happened was that it's context specific. We had a situation in the secondary school I was in. There was a riot, and then the secondary school was closed down. So, and then I came back home. My dad was very, very surprised. So, and he didn't want me to lose touch with school because school was still ongoing in
other places.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then he enrolled me into that. So we have sessions in the morning and sessions in the afternoon. So he enrolled me for both just to keep me extremely busy. Yeah. So that was between SS2 and SS3. So because I was going in the morning, I was coming in the evening also, and yeah, it's made it easier for the mathematics teacher. Yeah.
To cover the background.
Exactly. Yeah. And then sometimes when they realize you are coping with maybe what is supposed to be taught at level SS1, the teacher will ask you to join the people in SS2.
Okay, so you were able to go at your own pace.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Could you recollect, your own personal interaction with mathematics?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to learn a subject in school and pass it as a school subject. It's another to have a personal level of connection to the subject.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that for
Yeah. Yeah. I think everything started from when I was very small. I love numbers, and then my dad was able to, spot that in me, and then he has his own way of developing it. So I remember I was learning how to add numbers together by using the cover of bottles or using stones and adding things together. So I would say I have what I can call today as a mathematical brain. I remember some of my friends used to joke that my handwriting looks mathematical. Yeah. So, and that was one. Number two was that my dad was kind of person who kept some of the books he used while he was in college. I remember in schools then people used textbooks like Understanding Mathematics. People use textbooks developed by Macmillan. But my dad had a book called Lacombe. We have the upper standard Lacombe and lower standard Lacombe. Yeah. So the questions there were much more difficult.
Mm.
And then, so he introduced me to these books, and then he, made me get myself acquainted with this kind of book. And then, more importantly, I had an uncle who was at the university at that point in time.
Mm.
He was studying chemical engineering, so he was very, very good in mathematics. And then he always made me to, for every topic in a particular textbook, he made me to answer all the questions after a particular topic.
The exercise questions.
The exercise questions, yeah. Maybe you can have question 1 to 20, and then as you go down, it becomes more difficult. So after that point, I didn't like it. I'm like, oh, I already understood the concept. Why should I answer all the 20 questions? But he made sure I did all these things. And then, but now, everything comes together as an overall gain. That was what laid my foundation. So it's a combination of parental background, my uncle, and then my own personal awareness in terms of learning about things in my immediate environment. Yeah.
Interesting. So would you then say that you had a good experience learning mathematics?
Exactly, I had a very, very good experience. Yeah. So the only problem was within that when there was a strike.
This is one.
When there was a riot, but my dad had a contingency plan, so it was more or less like a blessing in disguise. Yeah.
So if I were to ask you, if you took a look at the mathematics curriculum in high school, if you can still recollect, is there a particular topic that you found easier to grasp?
Yeah, in Nigeria, there is the way they disaggregate mathematics into 2 different types. There's what we call the normal mathematics, and then there's what we call the further mathematics.
Additional mathematics.
Additional mathematics, yeah. So, additional mathematics was, personally, I found it interesting because it's all about grabbing the concept. So if you understand the principle of calculus, you can solve calculus. Understand the principle of trigonometry, you can solve trigonometry. But sometimes mathematics comes with some kind of words question, where it's no longer about the mathematics, it's all about your ability to be able to interpret the entire passage of the question, exactly, before you can now narrow it down to where you're going to apply the mathematics. Yeah, so it was a very interesting experience.
So that part of it was easy for you to grasp?
Yeah.
The further mathematics?
The further mathematics was very easy because it has a structure, it's like a flow. You understand it, you understand it, yeah.
I see. So the flip side of that question is, was there a topic at that stage that was tougher for you to grasp?
Yeah, that's the thing, in mathematics, you start with the simple ones, and then you begin to go up the ladder in terms of complexity. Yeah. So I remember it's not as if some of these topics were very difficult, but what we do, given people from my own peer group, is that we have different kind of textbooks. Some we call them, this is for the upcoming people. And then there are some other textbooks, I can't remember the names now, but some of the questions there were very, very difficult. So, but we put it upon ourselves as a challenge. So, so I wouldn't say the topics in particular were difficult, but depending on the textbook, depending on how you want to improve yourself, there are some textbooks that you lay your hands on, and then you see some really, really difficult questions that sometimes it might take days or weeks before you get the answers to them.
Okay, so the toughness that you're describing came out of your own attempt to solve a problem that's probably at a higher level than you are at the time.
Exactly. So it was more of a curiosity-driven adventure.
Yes. Now, my next question is to ask if you eventually managed to overcome the tough topic that you're talking about. Topics that you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as I said earlier, I had an uncle who was very good in mathematics. So whenever I would try and try and try and then try with some of my friends and colleagues, at the end of the day, we go to this uncle of mine, and then who will now tell us that okay, we are approaching it in the wrong way. Yeah. So and then he gave us different kind of tricks that you won't see in textbooks. Yeah, but because he was at the university at that point in time, he was able to open
to
up.
break it down.
Exactly, he broke it down for us, and that was really helpful back then. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to name for me a specific topic in mathematics that was your favorite. And once you name that favorite topic in mathematics, tell me if it was useful to you beyond secondary school.
Yeah. And now I'm trying to strike a balance between mathematics and additional mathematics.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but if by mathematics, if I'm allowed to pick an example from additional mathematics, I would say I really enjoyed calculus.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of differentiation and integration, they were so interesting. And then the kind of books we used back then had different kind of applications where you're not just differentiating or integrating, but you're actually applying it to solve different kind of problems. Yeah, so that laid a very solid foundation for me when I got into the university. So mathematics became something that was my comfort zone, and then I ended up studying engineering, of which mathematics was a core requirement, and then all the engineering mathematics courses that we did were like made very easy, even though the layers of difficulty was increasing as we go from 100 level to 200 level.
Right.
But the fact that the foundation was extremely solid, given my exposure to mathematics at the early stage of my life.
Okay, so in a nutshell, calculus was a key to understanding which aspect of engineering.
Yeah, almost every aspect of engineering. Yeah, so it's made me understand. So because when we go to the university, we do what we call engineering mathematics. Yeah, so calculus as a topic made me understand fluid mechanics, for example, made me understand thermodynamics, and it made me understand how to analyze complex electrical circuits. Yeah, so because everything is all about whether you're differentiating a particular equation or you're integrating a particular equation. Yeah, so all those things put together gave me a solid background, which now availed me the opportunity of studying electrical engineering.
So is it safe to say that a secondary school student who does not understand calculus may find it difficult to study engineering?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because at that point in time, it's no longer the ordinary mathematics. So everything in engineering is all about mathematical intuition. So if you have a full grasp of additional mathematics when you're in secondary school, you're going to find engineering like an easy ride, but especially from the mathematical aspect of it. Yeah.
So here's the flip side of the question. Was there any post-secondary school benefit to learning a topic that was tough for you at the high school level?
Yeah. So the thing is, like I said, there is because we have a curriculum at secondary schools. So we have like a timetable, we have a syllabus. So and then most time our teachers, they confine themselves to the syllabus. Yeah, but because of my background, we always want more. We always want to push ourselves beyond the boundaries. So I remember as early as even before I got into the university, I was always intrigued by the kind of mathematics textbook that I see my uncle use. So we have Engineering Mathematics by K.A. Stroud, and then we have another one, Advanced Engineering Mathematics by, I think the author is called Krezig, and I remember we used to joke about it that wow, the guy is really crazy, because the examples there were the content of the books were really tough. So those were that background, and the fact that we have somebody that we're looking up to in the family actually
assisted.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about your mathematics teacher.
Okay.
Would you describe your senior secondary school mathematics teacher in terms of, what kind of teacher was he to you, and did he have a role in enhancing your ability to understand mathematics?
Yeah. Before the riot in secondary school, we had I would say a very good mathematics teacher. Yeah, but sometimes they want to look at a way to carry along every member of the class. Now, so in every class you have people who are the upper echelon, and then we have people who are the medium, and then people who are low. So the teacher struggles to carry
Find the common ground.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, they just teach us what's in the syllabus and all that. But if I would say, in terms of apart from the fact that we had very good teachers of mathematics when I was in primary school, 90% of my teachers in primary school were Ghanaians, were very dedicated people. So that background was always there. Yeah. But in terms of when I began to appreciate mathematics as a subject, I would say the teacher, I can't remember his name at the moment, but the teacher who impacted heavy knowledge of mathematics in me was the person who taught me when I was in the mathematics coaching institute. Yeah, I've forgotten his name now, but he was the one that he demystified mathematics for me, and that laid a very good foundation for me in mathematics.
Wonderful. Now, let's talk about the textbook. Even though you've mentioned some of those textbooks here and there, in and out of high school range. But if we go back to high school, what would you say your mathematics textbook did specifically to assist your learning?
We have different mathematical textbooks back then in secondary school, and it's kind of cut across all Nigerian secondary schools back then. Yeah. So
you said the same textbook for all schools?
Yeah. So I remember, because I did my secondary school in it used to be in Plateau State, but later Nasarawa State was carved out of Plateau State, and then so we were in Nasarawa State. So whenever I come back home for holidays, I discover that the textbook we use is fairly the same. So people try as much as possible to the textbooks are arranged in such a way that they do it topic by topic basis. So the more you move from chapter 1 to chapter 2, the more difficult the topics. So but some of those textbooks are very good in such a way that you can pick it up and follow examples yourself, and then you now have some set of questions to answer. So the questions will start from simple ones to more difficult ones.
To complex ones.
Exactly, yeah. So by and large, the books are very good tools to complement the things that were taught
by the teachers.
Yeah. So, and most of the time, it becomes very easy for the teachers to give us assignments based on that particular textbook. Yeah.
Do you by any chance remember the title of the book?
Yeah,
the author of the book?
I can't remember the authors because it's been a long time now, but I think they call them New General Mathematics.
Okay.
Yeah, so JS1, JS2, JS3, up to SS3. Yeah, so and that's for the ordinary mathematics. Yeah, and then for further mathematics, there are different kind of books also, but I can't fix my gaze on some of these books at the moment.
Now, if I were to ask you then to select for me the single most important factor that assisted your line of mathematics, what would that be?
I would say family background, parental background, and when I say parental background, I can expand that to cover my uncle that I keep mentioning. Yeah. So I remember how we used to joke. The kind of book we used in primary school then were like I've forgotten the name now, but like I said earlier, my dad has the habit of keeping some of his own books. So this upper standard account, the questions they were much more difficult, and then those were the ones I was drawn to. I wanted to solve problems that were much more difficult. Yeah. So by extension, I'm sure if my dad did not keep his book, if he wasn't oriented mathematically, I may not have had the opportunity to leverage those things. So to answer the questions in a more direct way, I would say my family background actually helped me.
Generically, the environment.
The environment, yeah.
Within which
exactly
you
I grew up. Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, so what recommendations or suggestions would you have for young people today who are in secondary school and are encountering difficulty in understanding mathematics?
Yeah. The first advice is for everybody to believe that mathematics is not difficult. To believe that it's something that can be learned, and to have to believe that once you have it in your mind and you're able to, just capture it in your head, it's something that can be easily learned. That's number one. And number two is to realize that the message is not transmitting from angel to humans. The message is transmitted from human to human. So we should believe that, if a particular human being can understand it, then I, in my own capacity as a human being, I can also understand it. Yeah, because it's not a kind of divine message coming from an angel to a particular prophet. So it's from one individual to another individual. So once they have it at the back of their mind that it's not difficult, and if somebody can do it, I can also do it, then that's the first starting point. And then the second starting point is, although it's not totally within the control of the individual, but having a very good mathematics teacher, somebody who makes you love mathematics. So I have a younger brother who, when he was in secondary school, we thought he wasn't going to be able to handle mathematics. Unknown to us that it was the teacher in school, back then in Federal Government College Ilorin. He didn't like the teacher didn't make mathematics interesting.
Accessible to him.
And then my dad enrolled him in the same
Institute.
Mathematics Coaching Institute also. And then I remember we wrote an exam together, and he even did better than me. And I remember when my dad came around, the teacher actually told my dad that my younger brother was actually even better than me. In some latent form, and that was the turning point. And so you can see from that self-belief to having a very good teacher, a teacher that we. So by and large, if we don't, if in some instances where you don't have the opportunity of having a teacher at school, I think it's a duty upon the parents to explore options and bring people who can actually help with mathematics. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk.